About to go. Hey everybody, and welcome to the 7th Rule Live with Sirach Lofton.
Hello everybody.
Let's see if this works. This is our first time doing something live here, so let's test it out. Can you guys see us? Let us know if you can see us, and if so, then we are going to share this everywhere. Make sure to share it in our groups and such for us. Let us know if you can see us.
Now, how are they going to be able to tell us that they can see us?
In the live feed messages. Great. Bay Area fan says we see you. John Brewer says yes, yes, yes. Great. So now, Sirach, let them know real quick what we just finished doing, and then while you're telling them that story, I'm going to share this on our social media.
You mean the free-for-all that we just had? Or
Yep.
The review
that's
of
the one.
Episode? Because we just reviewed episode 25, Tribunal. And we also just had a free-for-all where we got to talk to, the various people about what's going on, little updates, to learn about the situation over there in England, how it's going for Eve England.
Right.
And also got to learn about Yvette's passion for running, which I thought is pretty interesting. I did not know.
Yvette Blackman running marathons.
Yeah, she's running marathons, so I think that's pretty awesome, and more power to her. I'm, by descent, as an Ethiopian, we're just naturally runners, So I feel like just in my DNA alone, I've got some long tradition of runners in my family bloodline.
How much running do you do, or did you do?
Well, I used to go every day. Now, about 3 times a week.
Oh, really?
10 miles. Yeah, but I'm not big
legit.
time. It's legit running, but it's not. It's nowhere on the level that these marathon runners and how much training they do.
So give us just a couple more seconds here, guys. I'm sharing this to our social media real quick. And in the meantime, if you guys have any questions for us, Jinja Flaminga says, or maybe it's Ginga Flaminga says, 10 miles, Jesus. Or maybe
is that a lot?
Yeah, or maybe they're calling you the 10-mile Jesus.
No,
No,
I do
not
10
that.
miles. Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, just as an Ethiopian, I feel like Ethiopians are naturally born runners. That's the sport of choice in Ethiopia. If you go out there, you'll see kids growing up barefoot that can run on rocks and do amazing stuff. So I'm nowhere near their level, but I like to get my little run in. I feel like it's a good exercise. Ever since I stopped playing basketball, running has been the thing that I supplemented basketball with. I stopped playing basketball because of being susceptible to injury. I don't want to find myself injured at this age now. It's not the same once you hit 40. Like when you're 20 and you twist an ankle, you can kind of bounce back in 3 days and you're back playing again.
Right.
So now I just do my running.
So this is kind of like a little behind the scenes thing and an AMA kind of thing. As you can see, I still have my green screen stand right there, sticking up right there.
Oh, okay.
And right there. But the green screen is on the floor behind me. I just kind of took it down because we just finished recording season 2, episode 25, a week ahead of time. What we do is we shoot like a week ahead. And so that's actually next weekend's episode.
Yeah.
But we just finished that. We did our free-for-all. And now we want to talk with all of you. And first, let's just say hello to everybody we're seeing here. Boy, there's a lot of people already. Good job, everybody. Thanks. We've got Rico E. Anderson, Taurus 202, who's always in our live chat, Steve Hart. We got the Flaminga.
Rico.
Yeah, we got Melanie Berthello, who we see a lot, SB0780. I'm not sure who that is. We have Great Job. We have Catherine King, Anne Marie, who we know, Cat R. King and Anne Marie, doctor. Paul Brullo, Andrew Michael, Titus Moeller, Justin Griggs, who we know very well, Rosemary Bayless, a lot of great people, John Brewer, Demas Alvis, TV 1967, Woo-Ha Katrim, Sam Seaton, who's also a regular. A lot of regulars. Thanks, everybody, so much for joining us. Sasha Kerbel, Claire Balmer, Carly Shibby. So, yeah, we just finished recording an episode, and we decided to come out and do some live chats with all of you. And let's see.
I remember that time we did a live stream with Aaron.
Melanie Berthello says, you pronounced my name right. I'm happy. Well, that was easy. Cool. Yeah, I remember that live stream with Aaron. Tell us about that.
Oh, that was the day we were at YouTube signing those 7th rule cards.
Right, YouTube Space.
YouTube Space, yeah. And actually, it was the last time I got to see Aaron in person. And
he was kung fu fighting behind us, remember?
He was kung fu fighting. He brought his little carry-on luggage to the meeting, and I was like, "What are you bringing a carry-on luggage?" And then, you know, that was my first time going live. I got to see the reactions. It was fun, kind of seeing how people are able to interact.
You had all those heart emojis flying out of your groin.
All those
remember?
Emojis flying, yeah. It's kind of like being in a bubble bath.
Kinda.
You know? Felt like a bubble bath.
Let me close this out. So yeah, sorry, we're a couple minutes late on this, but that's because we were just finishing up our recording. But thank you all so much for being here from the very beginning. If you guys have any questions for us, feel free to ask them. Lane Frazier says, I had 1 beer, so I am drunk. We are as one. Oh, that's a Voyager quote. Good job. 7 of 9, we are as one. Yeah, 7 of 9 gets drunk, like for the first time. And she like grabs the doctor. I'm pretty sure it's the doctor, and she's kind of feeling it. And she's like, we are as one. We are, you know, that's like her way of being like, I love you, man.
Yeah, that's her assimilation talk. We are as one. Did she drink beer in that episode? Is that?
I don't remember what it was. It was some kind of party. If you guys remember, let us know. I'm sure everybody remembers except for us. Okay, so Rosemary Bayless asks a question that I don't have the answer to, but I think you might, Sirach. Putting you on the spot. Okay, follow up. What's the 7th rule farm? I'll let you take this one, Sirach.
I have no idea what the 7th rule farm is, and I'd like to know too, actually. What
sounds fun.
It sounds fun. It's actually where we keep our next guests, our future guests are all at the farm. I don't know what the 7th. What is that referring to?
I don't know, but Robert Pongo, or RBRT Pongo, says she was drinking wine, and Eve England says love that Voyager episode. Okay, very special moment here. Orville Nation, thank you so much for throwing a few bucks our way. Orville Nation loves us. We love them. They've got a show that I was on like a week or 2 ago. Really cool guys. Thanks so much, everybody. Check out Orville Nation on Twitter or on YouTube. Really cool people. Be cool if Strzok went on Orville Nation sometime.
Would be cool. I couldn't tell you much about Orville, but I wouldn't mind being on it.
You don't have to know much about it.
Okay, good.
We spent most of the time just kind of talking about the business, talking about, you know, Star Trek, talking about, you know, myself as an actor, you know, whatever, just having fun. There's no new Orville going on right now, so there's not too much to talk about.
Yeah, the only story I have about Orville is the time that you know, I was doing this episode at a house party called Dinner at Lola's basically a bunch of industry people having dinner, and they were filming the conversations. And the host of that event was telling me that he was going to be on a new show called Orville, and I said, what was it called? I said Orville. It's going to be a new show with Seth. Is it Seth Green? Is that it? No, Seth.
I was going to make a joke and say Seth Green, but yeah, it's Seth MacFarlane. Yeah.
Seth MacFarlane. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, me and Seth MacFarlane, we're working on this, and
was it Jay? What's his name? Jay.
It was Jay. It was Jay.
Yeah, he's a writer. He's a writer with Seth. They're good buddies, apparently.
Yeah, so he was telling me all about it, and I told him it'll never fly. I was like, Seth MacFarlane's doing a space show? I don't think so, man. It's not going to work. And here we are, how many years later, and I literally had to eat those words. But congratulations on those guys and doing well, and I'm happy for them. So it's good.
They are. They're doing really well. And Rosemary Bayless says she's drinking wine, too.
Yeah.
Kat gives a shout-out to Orville Nation, saying we love you, too. I have a meme for you guys, she says, that she made just for them.
Wow, I get to see all this stuff, which is cool.
Yeah, I mean, we've got these guys are very active. Star Trek fans are the best. We've got Carly says, I just lost you, Carly. Sorry, I just lost your question.
Sam said it just woke up before 15 minutes before.
Yeah, sorry, Carly. Oh, there it is. How are you guys staying sane at home, she says.
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm watching a lot of Twitch and streamers play games. Kind of like doing that.
I've never watched Twitch, but it's all the rage, right?
Yeah, well, all the gamers are playing, and I like watching them play the games because they're better than me, and they're kind of fast moving with it. So it's actually like I'm playing the game, but almost better.
Orville Nation has accepted my
hey, I've been invited.
My suggestion of you.
They've got a really cool logo for their icon.
Really cool.
Yeah, that one right there. It reminds me of something I can't remember, but it's kind of reminds me of I want to say NFL has a logo like that somewhere.
We also have a very special person joining us.
Hey, Melissa.
Yeah, Melissa says hello. She likes the Seth Green mention.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. I knew it was Seth something.
Ooh, okay. Real quick, Delphine asked a question that I'll let you handle. She says, can you give us your take on the alleged beef between Paramount CBS and JMS?
Who's JMS?
Oh.
Jesse Smollett? I'm not sure. I'm not sure who JMS is. We have to alleged beef. Interesting.
Justin Griggs says hello. Glad to see everyone doing well during this human malware. That's funny. That's funny. Justin, good to see you, buddy. Homer's happy to see. Everybody's happy to see Melissa. She's getting more hellos than we are. She does.
Melissa.
She deserves it though, probably.
She does. She's awesome.
JAC. Got it.
No clarification.
Okay. JMS.
No.
Oh, Jefferson Middle School is JMS.
Okay, so you might have to be on the show because you know more than we do.
Oh, no, somebody else says it's JMS from Babylon 5. Oh, Delphine says JMS from Babylon 5. Still don't know who that is.
Okay.
Sorry. Aaron Frazier has a question. Sirach, how do you feel when you first found out that Tony Todd would be playing the old version of you in Deep Space Nine, The Visitor? Solid question.
Yeah, I was a little bit scared to meet Tony Todd because I know him as Candyman. And
don't say it 2 more times.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I'm going to say. But so when they said Tony Todd, I was like, you mean that guy? Because obviously Candyman was big at the time, and everybody was fearful of him. But he was really the opposite of what his image is, right? So he's like really portrayed as a scary guy, and I'm sure that the Candyman image has been part of that scariness that he part of his image. But after I got to know him, I was really happy that they got him. He would put a lot of work into the role. He followed me around the set. He was like, "I'm just studying his rock. Don't worry, don't mind me. I'm just watching you." And
so he picked up on your mannerisms, huh? He was just kind of like watching how you move, how you act.
Yeah, he did that, and
wow.
he was pretty awesome about it. And discreet. He was just in the background watching and introduced himself. And after I saw the performance and saw the episode, then I mean, there's really no question that they made the right choice.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Did you feel at all in any way like a little intimidated, where you're like, Candyman's watching me do my stuff, I better like be on, or did you just kind of like forget he was there because he's just hiding in the corner?
No, he was kind of hiding in the corner. I wasn't really scared about performing in front of him. I was because he's a tall guy. I think he's like 6'6" or something.
Yeah, he's big.
And he's big and broad. So the other inclination I had was like, oh, okay, so I guess they expect me to grow a little bit more. Because he's still to this day bigger than I am.
Right.
So that was one thing that I thought was, wow, I guess they expect me to get this size. And I told the story before really quickly, but I actually auditioned for that older Jake role for the writers, and they had me made up. So they aged my face. They had me do all the stuff, and I did the lines. And I was too young for that to be able to pull it off.
And I just never liked it. And forgive me, but I never liked it when Star Trek ages people. Like the makeup just never works for me when I see somebody on Star Trek or any TV show, and they get like a 20 or 15 or 30-year-old. And they age them to make them look old. That old person makeup just never seems to work for me. It just looks like they added, melted cheese to their face or something. But thanks, Aaron Fraser, for that question. Good one.
Sometimes it works. If you're older, like now, I could be aged from here to 60, let's say. That I could do it now. But trying to go from 25 to 60 is just like, it's too far of a jump.
So Kathy D says, have either of you guys been invited to be in future episode of Picard yet?
They keep asking me. I keep saying no. I don't want to be, captain of a ship. I told them over and over again, please just keep Patrick Stewart. I think he's doing a phenomenal job. I don't want you to rename the show or anything. So, yes, they've asked several times. Ryan, they asked you the same, right? Yeah,
and they called me. They asked me if I could stay away from the set. There's some paper, like I don't know what it's called, like a restraining something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And they're that's what it was. And they're just like, please stop coming to the set, or maybe it said please come to the set. I don't know, but I came back anyway. But yeah, and then you told them, of course, you're like, hey, stop trying to make me a captain. When you can write me in as a writer, then we can talk, right?
Like I told them straight up, if I'm not getting executive producer credits, you know what I mean?
And, yeah, they're handing those out like candy right now.
Exactly. So I mean, the executive producer credits in the opening role is like longer than the cast, if I'm not mistaken. So, at least get me in there, and then we'll talk about my performances.
Real quick, Claire Balmer says, whenever I watch Final Destination and see Tony Todd, I like to pretend future Jake has found a new passion for freaking out doomed teenagers. Nice. That's a good one.
That is nice. Tony's an awesome guy, too. I mean, what a sweet guy. And very talented. I mean, he's classically trained in this, Shakespeare and all of this theater that a lot of the guys from our show were trained in, like Armin and Renee, and Tony's one of those people as well. he can hold his own in a stage production.
Real quick, I do want to give a quick shout out to Miss Rose Kirby out in the UK. I don't know what city in the UK, but she's out there. She watches our show religiously. She's very supportive, always friendly, tons of fun. She says she just finished watching Red Dwarf 13. So shout out to her for doing that. That's a patient lady. I couldn't even watch Red Dwarf 1.
What is Red Dwarf?
It's an old British sci-fi comedy that's actually coming back. They're actually going to be, I don't think it's rebooting it. I think they're bringing back the old stars, kind of like what Picard is doing with, from the Next Generation. So think of the Orville, but in the 80s and with British humor. No offense.
Yeah, actually, I like British humor, actually. They're
Aaron liked it too.
Yeah, the British humor is clever, and some of the shows, I mean, there's a lot of good shows coming out of there. So their production, I'm sure, is going to be awesome. Okay,
Taurus says, Ryan, what Star Trek alien would you like to play if given a choice? I can picture you as a great Cardassian. Actually, that's the answer. I would love to play a Cardassian, and I've thought about that before. Gul Dukat kind of inspired me when I was first beginning acting. And made me really enjoy playing a villain. I played a lot of villains, or like soldier types, or like the wacky neighbor, The boring ones.
You prefer to play a good guy or a bad guy?
I can't. I mean, I'll get the good guy roles, sometimes and stuff. And I think that's kind of what I'm typecast as, like the good guy or the soldier or the police officer or firefighter. I've gotten a lot of those kind of things. But obviously, like, villain roles are so much more fun because you're eclectic, or you're insane, or you're a genius, or you're socially awkward, or you're psychopathic, or you've got little twitches, or whatever it is. There's almost always a couple extra layers of depth with playing a villain. You know what I mean? And I've actually found playing a good guy, I found them to be more challenging, because as a villain, you have that crutch. Like, okay, as playing a villain, what's my crutch? Am I evil? Am I crazy? Am I misunderstood? What's my crutch? But as a good guy, you don't have that crutch. You have to give like an interesting performance without something necessarily interesting already being inherent within the character, So it's actually a lot harder, I'd say.
Yeah, I can agree with the fact that I think it's more pleasurable to play a villain. I guess it's exciting from our perspective to just be something that we're not.
Oh yeah, I'm totally not a villain.
Well, you're not a villain, and that leads to my other point, which is I think you have to actually be a good guy in order to play the good guy roles that you're talking about. Because if you truly are a malicious person or have bad, thoughts in your head, then it'd be very difficult for you to play the good guy.
I would love to see Jake Sisko playing a villain. Like Jake Sisko, like in the Mirror Universe or something, kind of turns sinister. Like maybe somebody killed his dad, and so now he's like a total shady mob boss kind of guy.
Yeah, I would like that as well. And that was one of the things I envied about watching Kira in the Mirror Universe. Mm-hmm. She really got to flirt with that deviant side of her spectrum.
Jake Sicko would be your new name. Myth Dustards says, I just saw Sirach Lofton on Smart Guy. What's that?
Yeah, Smart Guy. That's funny. So yeah, I was on Smart Guy back in the day. It's the little brother of T and Tamara. T and Tamara are the two girls, twins from Sister.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and at the time I was dating one of the twins, Tamara. And as I was dating them and we were involved, I got to know the whole family, the Maori family, very good people.
Cool.
And I got to know their little brother who had his own show at that time. And I got to guest star on his show, Smart Guy.
That's awesome.
Which is about a little smart kid, a kid who's like, 10 years old, but he's like really smart and knows everything. And got to work with Omar Gooding, which is Cuba Gooding's brother, who was on that show, and also a singer/actor named Jason Weaver. And got to work with those people, and also the father on that show is a good friend of mine. We ended up winning a basketball championship together later on. So, I mean,
against your daughters?
No.
2 on 2, us against the daughters.
No, the dad on that show actually ended up playing with me in the NBA Entertainment League.
Oh, cool. What's his name?
His name is JJ. His real name is JJ. And, he's the father on Smart Guy. So he and I, years after Smart Guy, ended up playing together on a basketball team and winning a championship together in the NBA Entertainment League. And so I'm tied in to Smart Guy in several other ways.
Fun. That's cool.
Yeah.
Also, quick shout out to Imo Radka calling in, watching in from Germany. A lot of people staying up late for us. We really appreciate that, guys.
Yeah,
Sam Seaton's got a question for you too. By the way, Sam, where are you? I think you told us before where you're calling in from, but I don't remember. She says, I was wondering if you have a favorite memory of filming with Avery. P.S. I love you heaps. That makes me think she's like British. I feel like they say heaps. It's awesome to be able to talk to you. That's Sam Seaton.
Thank you, Sam. Favorite memory? Oh gosh, there's so many. One thing about Avery and I, when we were doing the show, most of the time I can remember we were laughing. Most of the time on the set, we were laughing with each other, having fun. And that's not something that's too common. You know, when you grow up doing it and you think, oh, wow, this is going to happen everywhere I go. You know, I'm just going to meet the greatest people. And, you know, everybody's going to be like a surrogate father to me, like Avery was. And unfortunately, that's not the case. That was a very special occasion to have that opportunity to work with Avery, for the synergy to be as good as it was, and for us to be laughing all the way. So, no specific memory. Most of the good memories come from outside of the set. I mean, going on a vacation with him, going to basketball games together, those kinds of memories.
Only Lakers, or did he take you to see the Clippers sometimes?
No, he took me to see the All-Star game. I went to fly to San
Antonio.
Yeah.
Wow, in San Antonio.
Yeah, it was at the San Antonio Spurs facility, and we were backstage, so I got to meet all the players that day. Alonzo Mourning and those guys.
Zoe,
big
so old school.
Yeah,
7'2".
And actually at that game, I got to see, it was one of Michael Jordan's last All-Star games, and in the warm-up lines, in the layups or warm-ups that they were doing before the game, Shaq challenged Michael Jordan to a one-on-one.
Ooh, I don't think that ended.
It was like the first bucket wins type thing, you know?
Okay.
And Shaq won that. He won the one-on-one, and just seeing that exchange was kind of, it was fun for me watching Shaq call out Jordan. You know, he threw the ball at him like, "Come out here and guard me," and I was like, "Oh wow, I'm getting to watch this." None of it ended up, being recorded on broadcast. This is all pre-game stuff. So
sure,
just being there was pretty awesome.
Thanks, Sam. Thanks for joining in always. She's really really great to us. If you were to get your father back, because Cisco was very cool. Yeah, it'd be great if Cisco came back like in an 8th season or in a movie. I think this thing just skipped down on a bunch of things.
Yeah.
Anne Marie says, well, let's just see what she says. What? How did I not know Ciroc dated one of the coolest sisters of the 90s?
Did I just reveal that?
I think you did.
Yes, I did. Dr. Anne Marie. Yeah, I did date her. The reason why is because Sister's sister was filming on the Paramount lot right across from us, on the other side. So they were more by the commissary, and we were on the opposite side of the lot. So when I would get breaks, and I had a lot of breaks on that show, thankfully I didn't have to carry any weight.
Mm.
I was able to go and wander Paramount, and as I was wandering the studio, I ran into the Sister people. I used to hang out with the Clueless people. The cast from Clueless television show would be filming across from us. Moesha was filming on the lot. The Arsenio Hall show was filming on the lot, so I used to sneak over there and watch. So I got to hang out on a lot of different sets. Wings was filming that show, Wings.
Sure.
So and also,
do you remember the 2 years of doing this?
Woo.
That's the one.
Yeah. Jag was there when we first started filming the show, Jag. But yeah, when Sister was filming, I would go over there, and then eventually we hit it off and went to another.
Cool. Rico says John Marshall Jones. That must be the JMJ.
Yeah.
Got it. Was there a reason why Deep Space Nine writers decided that Jake did not exist in the mirror universe?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I didn't make it to the mirror on the wall.
But that just leaves it open for us to decide whatever we want. I think he went. I think he went dark, like Lost in I. They called him Jake Sicko because he was like a sadist.
Yeah.
And he would like write stories and like make people like play them out, like creepy stories.
Yeah, like really crazy stuff. Maybe he was in a padded room where he would write stuff on the walls, like he was, Silence of the Lambs style.
Yeah, Jake Sicko. By the way, the answer is Sam Seaton is in Australia.
Good eye, mate.
Mm-hmm. Titus says, can you, oh, wait. Oh, no, we didn't see your super chat question. Let me scroll back up, Titus. We're going to find you. There it is. Nope, that's Orville Nation. Ryan, you would make a great villain. Orville Nation says, thank you so much. Titus, we're scrolling up. We're looking. Sorry, this thing skipped ahead a couple times in the comments. No, we didn't see it. Well, anyway, ask us the question again, Titus, and we'll make sure that we jump to the front of the line with that question. Titus Molnar. This isn't it, is it? I just watched For the Uniform last night. Sometimes I like it when the bad guy wins.
What's another movie where the bad guy wins?
What was the one with what's it called? With Kaiser Soze?
Oh, Usual Suspects.
Usual Suspects, yep. Right. That's
Kevin
one.
Spacey, yeah.
House of a Thousand Corpses. That's one of my favorites. That's one where the bad guys win, or they're kind of, I guess, almost anti-heroes. I'm not really sure what we're doing, what to call that.
It's funny because, like, in the movie Heat, I was kind of cheering for the bad guys in that movie as well.
Mm-hmm. Warmth. Oh yeah, we already saw that one. Let's see if Titus gave us the question again. Sorry, Titus. Yeah, when just go ahead and ask the question again, and when we'll see it, we'll make sure to answer it. Oh, 28 Days Later is a mention. That was a good movie. I don't know if you saw that. It was kind of like with the savage zombies. That was a good one.
Oh, that's where the bad guy wins?
I mean, the zombies kind of do, I guess. Catherine has good advice. She says, ask your questions again, guys. Yeah, because we missed about 5 or 6 minutes of them. This thing scrolled past them. So if we missed your question, guys, just ask again. Here's a good one. One of our resident scientists, Meredith Michael, says, Ryan, didn't you once say you were inspired to acting? Yeah, in part by Mark Alimo as Ducat. Yeah, absolutely. When I first started,
Mark Alimo on the show.
Man, I would love to. Let's do it. Let's do that. Love that.
Let's put that out there in the universe.
In the wormhole.
But Mark Alimo is what got you started. Inspired you to get started.
Yeah. when I first started acting and I was watching Deep Space Nine and I was watching how great he was as a villain, I was like, God, that is so fun. He's so amazing as an actor and he's so good and it would be so fun to be a villain. And then just kind of like hit me. I was like, hang on a second. I am acting now. I could play villains. I could do stuff like that. And it was just kind of like, it just kind of hit me like, duh, I can play a villain. I don't have to just sit there and go, God, that looks like so much fun. I could do it. And so I did do it. And it was a ton of fun. I don't think I ever did it as well as Mark Alimo did, but it's certainly is fun. And then I met him on a set once where the owner of the house where we were shooting said that he knew Mark Alimo and, you know, long story short, called him over or gave him a call. He said, hey, I got one of your fans over here. Mark Alimo was in the middle of painting his kitchen. He stopped painting his kitchen, drove over to this house to meet me. And we just talked for like an hour, played some cards, spoke for an hour. He gave me acting advice, some good acting advice. And I took it. And, you know, because I was new to acting, I took that advice and it definitely helped my career. And I owe him a lot. And a few days later, I received in the mail an autographed picture of Mark Alimo as Gul Dukat, which was really cool and totally unasked for. So I owe him a debt of gratitude. And I'm sure if I came up to him now, you know, 8 years or whatever later, and said, hey, Mark, remember me? He'd be like, no, who the f are you? And that's okay. Because that's okay.
You know what? The only reason I wouldn't think that's the case is because he should remember the fact that he was painting that day and that he dropped his, you know,
maybe
his paintbrush.
That's true. That's true. He might be like, why do you remember that I was painting my kitchen? I don't know. It's just one of those details that it really meant a lot to me that he came out with paint on his pants. It was like, oh yeah, I was just painting my kitchen, just took a break. I was like, that is like such a sweet thing to do. What a nice guy, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
So Kathy D says, in the mirror universe, Jake would be like a thuggy juvenile delinquent smoking cigarettes behind the school and bullying the Ferengis. So basically, Sirach.
Exactly. Get over here. How much money you got in your pocket? You got any gold press platinum for me?
Interview with a Vampire. That's one where the villains win. Good one. Good one, Lane.
Okay, yeah. Is that a stem bolt in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
Empire Strikes Back. That is another one in which the bad guys win.
Bad guys. Yeah.
The first Avengers Endgame movie. Melissa Longo says Thanos. That's true. Yeah, this thing skips ahead every once in a while. Here's a question from Justin Griggs. Sirach, you mentioned you watch Twitch game streaming. Yeah, I knew you weren't going to be able to escape that. What kind of games do you watch?
So I watched the Call of Duty, the new Modern Warfare game that everybody's playing. There's a new game, Valiant, out. I watched that. I also watched Grand Theft Auto, which is just, you know, watching these guys go around and commit robberies and stuff like that. It's kind of stupid, but it's fun to watch. So yeah, those are the games. I think there's a Tom Clancy game that's out too, but Counter-Strike, yeah. So those are the games that I watch. Counter-Strike, yeah.
Rosemary, by the way, follow-up. Meredith says, Dukat is my favorite villain in TV, hands down. Nice follow-up. Rosemary does us a great favor. She found the question for us that we missed from Titus. He says, Sirach, if they ever did a sequel to the Deep Space Nine series, would you be interested in being involved? And could you ever see Jake joining Starfleet, or would you be opposed to that? Love that question. Thank you so much, Titus.
That's good. That's a great one. Yeah, if they did a sequel, I would definitely love to be involved. DS9 is probably the best memories of my life that I can remember. So anything associated with it would be an honor to be a part of. The other thing is, you know, would I be interested in joining Starfleet? I thought one of the caveats or one of the special things that made Jake unique was that he didn't join Starfleet, and he wasn't part of the, you know, the military industrial complex of it all. So I enjoyed that kind of identity and being distinguished amongst from everyone else. But at the same time, I would entertain the idea if there was a good enough reason behind it. If Jake was motivated to join Starfleet to avenge Nog's death, or to avenge his father's life in some way, or to search for his father in some way, then yeah, I would see it as an option for Jake. But I think it would have to be under those contexts. It has to be either about his buddy Nog or about his dad. So
I would love it. I would love it. That's great. Thank you so much, Titus, for your patience on that. And Rosemary, thanks for digging that up for us. Really appreciate you doing that for us. Lane says, is there an actor who makes you guys totally geek out, one that you're completely starstruck by? Is there a TV show or movie you like with the intensity of the average Star Trek fan? Oh, as in a movie or show that we like as intensely as Star Trek fans like Star Trek. What do you think? Do you geek out and get starstruck from an actor?
I used to get a lot starstruck from actors, and over time I've realized that they're just as regular as anybody else, and my pedestal has been lowered. So I'm no longer putting people in the realm of unachievable, flawless character. Everybody's the same. We're all humans. We all doing our best to do our best. So,
and this is a guy that's had a feud with Mike Tyson, mind you. But go on.
Yeah. I mean, at first, it's funny because I think the only actor that I asked Avery to introduce me to was Denzel Washington, and this was at one of the Laker games. And I say, hey, that's Denzel over there, and I'm a big fan of his work, and I'd like to meet him. And he walked me over and introduced me, and they obviously knew each other, Denzel and Avery. And,
wow.
And so then that was like, okay, that was pretty much, he was like high on my list. And once I got to meet him and see that he was kind of normal.
Kind of.
Yeah. He wasn't like, this untouchable mythical person that I thought was
for a guy that was a very famous Knicks fan, then just kind of like ended up becoming a Lakers fan. But anyway, go on.
But then I've gotten a chance to meet a lot of my favorite actors. I think one of the best young actors, or the actors that's my age, is Leonardo DiCaprio. And I've gotten a chance to meet him and spend time with him in different conversations. Spend time with Jamie Foxx and all these people.
Wow.
But, the person that I thought would that all the people that I thought that I would never be able to meet, or that I had would totally geek out about, I actually got a chance to meet him and didn't geek out, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I kind of had a similar. I never really geeked. I feel like I geeked out after. Like later on, I would look back and be like, "Oh shoot, that's weird." I just totally worked with, and named like 5 or 6 of my favorite actors or whatever. But it's like when you're meeting them or when you're working with them, especially if you're working with them, you don't really think about it. And then you look back and you go, wow, 7-year-old me or 20-year-old me would have really geeked out if I knew that this would have happened. But the one time that I actually kind of was like, oh shit, I can't go talk to that guy. There's no way.
Yeah.
Was when I was working in a restaurant and Slash came in. Slash, the guitarist of Guns N' Roses. I was like, man, I cannot. That's the one guy. I was like, I mean, maybe who knows? But I was like, if there were any time I would make an ass of myself, that would have been the time. Who knows? And then
I did geek out once over Michael Jackson, though.
Oof.
I do remember standing. Yeah, I was standing outside of the store he was in, and I was looking in the window like everybody else, waiting for him to come out. So I did kind of geek out about that.
Sounds pretty geeky.
Yeah.
TV show or movie you like? Oh, with the intensity. I've always been a huge huge Lord of the Rings fans from the books when I read those when I was a kid. So I do love Lord of the Rings. Looking forward to the Amazon series there. What about you, Strock?
Oh, phew, with the same intensity, I don't know.
Oh yeah, and I've got a Gandalf pipe right there. See that? That's a Gandalf pipe.
Nice. That is a nice.
Super
Gandalf
long,
pipe.
super long.
No, I grew up watching the Twilight Zone and liking the Twilight Zone.
That's right.
In my younger teens and stuff, I like stupid stuff like Seinfeld. I thought Seinfeld was.
It's not stupid. I don't want to be a pirate. Remember that when he's got the pup? I don't want to. Oh man, that's solid.
Yeah. And I guess that's pretty much it.
Thanks, Lane. Delphine says, Sirach, Deep Space Nine actors get a lot of flack for being too serious on set. Do you have the same memories of being on set? I guess outside of you and Avery always laughing together, did you or were you just kind of stuck in that bubble of just the two of you mostly?
No, I mean, I was around, because I would do my schooling on the sets and sometimes, just be around when I'm not even in the episode.
Right. Was Keiko your teacher?
No, Keiko. Only on the show.
Oh.
Yeah. There was a little level of seriousness. People were there to work, and everybody was kind of professional. It wasn't really the jokingest set. But I do remember Colum and Avery laughing a lot together too.
Really?
Yeah, I think the two of them really had a great relationship, and I remember the two of them like literally laughing to tears in between takes.
Rose Kirby says, hi, Ryan. Did you watch Crisis on Infinity Earths? I haven't seen it. I've never even heard of it, but I'll definitely check it out. Thanks, Rose Kirby from the UK. Patrick asks a great question here, Patrick Brownfield. He says, Sirach, what was your favorite Jake Sisko moment besides the paychecks? And what is something you wish he had been able to do on screen?
Wow. Your favorite Jake Sisko moment? That's going to be a tough one. I think it's going to be something with Nog, but I can't. It's probably the self-sealing stem, but we had, even though it was work, it was fun. But something that I would have liked to do on screen. We've had some really attractive guest stars on the show, and I'm sure I fantasized about a few.
You mean like Casey Biggs or what?
No, more like Vanessa Williams.
In the Riza episode, yeah, maybe you're right. Okay, Casey Biggs, Vanessa, all right.
Yeah, people like that. So you can only use your imagination. What I would have liked to have done on screen, but I pretty much.
Thanks, Patrick.
I pretty much got a lot of stuff done. So thanks, Patrick Brownfield.
By the way, Taurus says, I would love to hear stories from Mark Alimo. Let's make it happen, guys. He says, I recently saw him on a rerun of Wonder Woman. That's awesome. I didn't know that. And speaking of Casey Biggs, have Casey Biggs or Jeffrey Combs been on yet? No, but we would love it. We would love it. Those are
love it. Absolutely.
Awesome. If only we knew somebody who knew them, Sirach.
You know what? I'm going to look into it because I know somebody who knows them.
Anyway, let me scroll down here. Oh man, from your lips to Q's ears. Meredith says, if ever there was a reboot of Deep Space Nine or a series of J.J. Abrams style movie, Ryan would be the perfect casting as Dukat. I would love that. You mean with makeup though, right? You don't just mean like, okay.
Yeah, with the makeup.
I would love that.
And I kind of think that the makeup helps, especially
to get into character. Yeah. I think we lost your audio a little bit. You back? Social distancing on Ryza would make it hard to remake Maharan. Meredith says, I think we hear you now, Sirach.
Okay.
Yeah, you're back. Great. John D. Brewer says, what does Sirach's daughter think about him being an action figure? That's pretty cool. Does she know that Dad had toys made after him?
Yeah, letting her play with me because I didn't like the way she was treating my action figure. It was a little bit. So gotta be gentle with Dad. Put him down softly. I think it's still surreal. My daughter's only 8 right now, so she's still growing and learning more and more. And I think we try to make her watch some DS9, and she's not into Star Trek yet. So even though her dad's there, she's still not fully ready to get on the Star Trek train yet.
There's plenty of time. Firenze, which I believe means like strength or force in Spanish. Firenze, will Avery ever appear in the 7th rule? That's another one we'd love to have, right?
Hopefully so. We'll keep our fingers crossed. Yeah. Great.
Delphine, thank you so much. What is CA? Where's that from? CA. Do you guys know where CA? What kind of
California
money that Calgary? Calgary, is that like Canada? CA Canada 699. This is fun. I hope you do these more often. Thank you, Delphine. Definitely making it more fun for us. Otherwise, I'd be asking Sirach all the questions, and I just ask the stupidest questions.
Right?
You can vouch for
favorite pizza. Yes. Ryan likes to ask, what is your favorite topping on a pizza? And he'll ask you over and over again until you're tired of answering.
Well, because I want it to change every time. Okay. Jenna. Hey, Jenna, all the way from New York. Sirach and Ryan, does hearing the Picard theme give you flashbacks to the premiere? It does for me. Makes me think of the premiere and hanging out at Scum and Villainy afterwards.
Yeah.
I mean, I did like the theme song. I love it. I think it's amazing. I think it's one of the best theme songs of Star Trek ever, honestly, like 2nd or 3rd. And hanging out all of us together at Scum and Villainy afterwards was a great time. You remember that, Sirach?
I do remember. I had a good time, and being a part of that premiere was fun too. It was a special thing to just be there with all the producers and with Patrick and the cast. I got to sit next to Marina Sirtis, so I got a little extra commentary, so it was good.
Oh, that's so funny. Hey, by the way, we got an answer when I said, was it the Canadian dollar? We got a few responses.
Canada. Okay, all right. Okay, so it's not California. It's not a Californian dollar. Okay.
Yeah.
Just to be clear. By the way, love the Canadian.
Oh, I guess we've gone from the Canadian question to the pizza question. Mushrooms, anchovies, no joke.
No way.
Melissa does ask it. What is your favorite topping on pizza? Sirach, would you like to answer that new question?
Pepperoni, baby. All about that pepperoni.
Pepperoni babies, he says. I'm vegetarian, so I usually go with I love artichoke hearts. Artichoke hearts are really good. Or else I'll just go with tomatoes and olives, things like that. Kind of a hippie.
Yeah. Tomato basil.
Yeah. Now you're talking my language. Sorry, Justin. We'll catch you next time. He says his computer is lagging because his wife is gaming on the PC.
Nothing wrong with
Demas Alvis says, Sirach, when's the last time you hung out with Avery?
Oh, hung out with Avery? That was a while ago. Yeah. He stopped doing conventions, so I don't get a chance to see him as much. The last time we hung out wasn't sure of it, but it's been a few years now. But we do talk on the phone a lot, so I get a chance to talk to him.
Yeah, you know, as Star Trek fans, we do kind of like fantasize about the thought of like thinking that Sirach and Avery are still hanging out every weekend, going out to Pizza Joe's on Melrose or what, you know what I mean? Like it's just this like, you know, we love the idea. It's so great that you guys had such a great relationship as Jake and Ben Sisko, but also as Sirach and Avery on set, and also going forward after the show, and all those stories of you guys going to basketball games and laughing together. It's just like, it's just great, because there's nothing worse than when there's some people that are supposed to be really close on a show, and then you find out that they like hated each other, they don't really care. But like you guys really were tightly knit, just like you and Aaron were. Speaking of which,
absolutely, and that was one of my regrets, is that Avery never got a chance to come, because I felt like we could have recreated Cisco's Creole Kitchen, and I could only imagine customers walking into the bar and seeing Avery sitting there and seeing me and thinking, what's going on? What kind of mirror universe am I in?
Thank you so much, Demas. That's a great question, and it's one that we all like think about. We all want to know. And I did want to say a quick thing about Mr. Aaron Eisenberg. That Aaron is infused, his memory and his legacy is basically infused in everything we do, everything we say and think. We do talk about, you know, off camera, what would Aaron want? What would Aaron do? What would Aaron think? Or sometimes we just laugh and we go like, oh my God, Aaron would have totally razzed me for that comment. Or Aaron would have loved this episode. Or you know, I can hear Aaron making fun of me for the dumb joke I just made right now, right? I mean, he's really in every aspect, every corner and nook and cranny of this podcast.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we wouldn't be here without him.
Oh, Christine wants to play dirty and say, okay, can we have a preview of some of Marina's extra commentary, or would it be not safe for work? Was she going like, oh, this is a piece of shit, damn it? Because she's sassy.
Yeah, she's let's see, what could I say? First of all, everybody knows that she doesn't hold back when it comes to her language. So she's like full sass. But I think the only thing I'll say is, you know, Patrick Stewart gave a nice little opening before the before they premiered the episode, and she was too funny. She's like, "Oh, get on with it."
while Sir Patrick going, oh, it's such a privilege of a lifetime. Oh, get on with it, you damn it.
Exactly. That's all I can say for right now. But that was enough for me to just start busting out laughing, because she's like, oh God, when is this going to be over?
Hey, I got two scientists on my side here. Mohammed Noor says artichoke hearts, yum. I totally heard that in his voice, by the way.
Wow.
Meredith Michael says artichokes for the win. So
for the win, that's what that stands for, huh? Okay.
I always thought it was fuck the world. That's what I always thought. When I read basketball, people go like, right? They're like, go Warriors, fuck the world. But I think it's for the win.
Okay, it's for the win. Okay, good thing. Because I just don't see Meredith talking like that.
Oh, she does. She got a potty mouth.
Excuse me.
What Voyager cast member would you most like to have on T7R for a review? Sirach, would you like to cover this one?
Oh, man. Garrett, bro. Who else would be better than Garrett?
We've had a few. Garrett's been on. Robert Beltran's been on. Robbie McNeil was gracious enough to call us from his production up in British Columbia, who's doing a sci-fi show. He's directing and producing his own sci-fi show for the Sci-Fi Channel. Personally, I mean, I'd love to have Garrett or Robbie or Beltran back, but of the people that we haven't had yet, I would love to meet Roxanne Dawson, because she's another one of those people that transitioned into a well-respected director. And I've never met her, and I'd just love to know kind of how her mind works and, you know, how she approached things as an actor and director. And I really just don't know anything about her. She's like this enigma that I've never met or never seen, and I'd love to meet her.
I don't know much about her either, and she's pretty mysterious as far as the convention world, and just I haven't gotten so much FaceTime with her. I may have seen her once.
Yeah, and I've worked.
Ethan would be another person I would like to have on. He's a funny guy.
Ethan would be funnier than both of us combined. He is a jokester, that guy.
Yeah, I'd love to have Ethan.
Picardo, I've worked with Bob Picardo a number of times. Robert Picardo, he's just an incredible human, wonderful, wonderful person. Really love the guy.
And then the obvious, everybody, Kate Mulgrew, who is offered Ryan, to be the kickoff person on the show. So Kate is waiting in the wings to do a show. She's just at our beck and call. As soon as we're ready, she'll be on, right? That's what we're...
Yeah, we have a long list of people. So we're trying to bump Kate up into the, so that she doesn't have to wait. She's like, I can't wait until October, boys. That's what she said. We're trying to get her on as quickly as possible. Ensign Ricky, what's up, buddy? What's up, my friend? Good to see you. Thank you so much.
Nice.
Delphine says, what would it take for an average Patreon to review an episode with you guys? That's something that I think you would just want to email us directly at the7thrulepodcast@gmail.com or message us on our Facebook page, and we can just kind of talk about it then, because that is a good question. I really don't know what the answer is, but it's certainly something that we're open to, at least having people come on the live show with us and talking Star Trek, right?
I think so. That'd be a great idea. And I think Anne-Marie is already on the wait list for that. So we'd have to put you second behind her.
Oh, speaking of pizza, that's right. Ensign Ricky delivers pizza. So we're talking his language right now. Sup, guys? Looking good. On my way to make pizza right now. Glad you guys got everything up and running good. I thought he was going to say, glad you guys picked out your toppings.
Yeah, shout out to Ensign Ricky.
Here's somebody that, Ensign Ricky's always hooking it up. Great guy. We can't pronounce his last name, so he keeps it easy on us and says Ensign Ricky. Here's somebody that is always very, very active on our show and live chats. I like big books, and I cannot lie. Thank you so much. We don't know your real name, though. We'd love to know your real name for a quick hello. Love the show, guys.
Books. You got to say it right, Ryan, if you're going to introduce this person.
All right, I'm ready.
I like big books and I cannot lie. There you go.
That's it.
Oh, you got the second line. Okay.
Okay, I like big butts and I cannot lie. Love the show, you guys. And Picard reviews have seriously helped in it. I can't do it. I can almost get there. The Picard reviews have seriously helped get me out of a funk I was in. Keep up the great work, guys. Oh, I really appreciate that. That's awesome.
Awesome. Yeah.
We're like making jokes and we don't read it. We're like, oh wait, actually, this is a very serious and important thing. Thank you. We really appreciate that. That's really cool. Thank you so much. And let us know what your name is, so we can, or just first name, so we can say thank you to your first name.
I like the pictures they got for their. It's Kate Mulgrew, but I don't know what episode or what that's from.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good Kate shot.
Yeah. We love Kate. Melanie agrees with that. It's so funny that both of us thought it was "Fuck the World." I only found out recently that it's like "For the Win," because it was like somebody like super, like religious or really like not the kind of person that would cuss. I don't remember who it was, but somebody did FTW, and then I had to rethink. I'm like, okay, this person's obviously not saying "fuck the world." This person's not. In my basketball group, sure. So now we know that's "For the Win."
Okay.
Sam loves it too. Lane Fraser says, "Say this in Picard. Look, guys, I've had my consciousness. Look, guys, I've had my consciousness transferred into this butterfly." All right, your turn, Sirach. Sirach does.
That's perfect, man. You can't mess with perfection. Ryan, you got the best Picard accent, and now I'm starting to think Kate Mulgrew. You're creeping up on the best Kate accent.
We'll see. I got to practice. I've never done the Kate Mulgrew, but it felt okay when I was doing it.
It felt good. It felt good.
You choose super chat, Heather Jordan says. Oh, Jenna talked to finish up about Marina. She says she was 2 rows behind me. I was hoping she would be loud enough for me to hear her commentary. Yeah.
Yeah. She was great for the commentary.
Oh, that's interesting. Melanie says Roxanne Dawson just directed a Christian film just recently. Who knew? I didn't. I know she's a very legit director now. I mean, not just from Star Trek. She like moved on and is doing her thing for sure.
Really? Did she do any Voyager directing?
Yeah. Catherine says Roxanne was at the Voyager breakfast with Tim and Bob and Ethan, I believe, in Vegas. That was great. Roxanne said she was into directing a lot more nowadays. Definitely not sure anymore. She's active on Twitter. Kathy says I'd love to see Kate Mulgrew.
Yeah.
So we're going to end this in a few minutes, friends. I could hear it in Sirach's voice that it's nap time.
Oh, yeah. I get my daily naps. 2 naps a day.
Oh, wow. You get Meredith's so right. We need Jonathan Frakes to come talk about pizza.
Oh, yeah. Since he's the pizza chef.
You know what we need to do? We need to practice the Riker smile, that he does.
Oh, yeah, that's not easy though. That's years of good looks on top of that.
I like Big Books says, "Are you serious? Kate will be on the show. I'm so excited." Uh-oh, Sirach, what have you done?
Did I? Well, the thing about it is, what had happened was. You see, the Kate I was talking about is Kate Medina, my buddy Gary's sister.
Ah.
I didn't know we was talking about a different Kate.
Scott Jensen says, "For real, you guys have brought a sense of normalcy in these weird times." Thanks, Scott. That's kind of the best thing that we got to hear. Really appreciate that.
Thank you. Unfortunately, this is normal. This is us.
Hey, before we go, look at this. Look who finally decided to show up. Darnell Davis, who he was a Klingon in Star Trek VI. And we go watch wrestling sometimes, but not this time. We couldn't watch WrestleMania, sadly.
Y'all still watch wrestling?
Seal, same thing. Says, I had no idea SMH was supposed to be shaking my head. For the longest time, I assumed it was so much hate. That's what I thought, too. At first, I thought it was so much hate. That's so weird. People gotta... They need like a book that says what all these abbreviations are for those of us that guess the wrong thing every time.
Yeah.
Okay, Sam Seaton says, "Do you guys love hugs? I hope I can hug you both one day." Sirach?
I love hugs, and I would be willing to hug you. Yes.
I love hugs too. I'm a hugger, and I'm worried that at Star Trek Las Vegas, I'm going to be like, "Hey!" People will be like, "Whoa, dude, whoa, 6 feet, man, 6 feet, 6 feet."
I think the hug and the handshake might be officially like out of date now.
I'd be so sad. Okay, Carly says, "Sirach, best joke played on set, if any."
Best joke. Oh. I think somebody put some plastic spiders in the little vent that I was trapped in one time. They knew I didn't like spiders, so they really were trying to bug me out, and it got to me. So they got me on that one. That was my one practical joke. I would bring a water gun to the set and shoot up people every once in a while, hide around corners, and just douse them.
Who was your favorite target?
I'd like to get Nana.
Really? You better run. You better run after you do it.
Yeah, you gotta run. You gotta run because she's coming back.
Rosemary mentions Patrick Stewart's sonnets. He's been reading Shakespeare sonnets on Twitter every day, which is really cool, really nice of him to do. Thank you so much, Claire Balmer, who looks like she was just recently married. Congratulations. Thank you so much for the pounds in the UK. Wow, people are staying up for us. Okay. Oh, boy.
Patrick Stewart's reading Shakespeare
sonnets every day.
Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, keeping us all company, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not going to address that one.
Who was the gassiest cast member? That's a good one.
I've heard who was the gassiest on Voyager, but I'm gonna let them say that. You guys can look that up probably.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure who was the gassiest. It wasn't that close to the entrance point.
To the entrance? What do you mean?
Or to
the exit? It's a rock.
I didn't play the exit that close.
Okay. Yeah, Rosemary says don't answer that one, Sirach.
Okay. I will.
So, shoot. Okay, one final question here, because it's a good one. Horo Scorpion says, what did you think of Bashir's role in Game of Thrones? Have you seen Game of Thrones, Sirach?
I've seen some episodes. I haven't seen the whole thing.
Siddig was in Game of Thrones, and it was awesome. Really happy to see him getting some work. You know, it's great seeing Star Trek actors continue to work, because there's like the stigma, which is once you're stuck as a character for 7 years, people can't cast you as something else because they just think of you as that one thing.
Yeah, and I think that's more true in Star Trek than other things for some reason. I don't know what it is about Star Trek, but yeah, I remember Siddig on Syriana. Was that Syriana with George Clooney?
I don't know. Yeah,
Siddig played the villain in the movie Syriana, if I'm not mistaken.
Cool, really?
Yeah. It was pretty awesome to see him play opposite George Clooney in that big movie.
Nice. Cool. Quick shout out to John Tufarella at Kazon Cards in New York State, upstate New York. You can't hide behind that. We know who Kazon Cards is. That's John Tufarella. Thanks so much, Orville Nation. Thank you to everybody. Thank you, Rose Kirby. Oh, Firenze from Argentina. Got it. I've got some Chilean friends, and they say Firenze, so I knew it was Spanish.
It's Firenze, yeah. It means
force or strength, courage.
Okay.
Yeah. Great. Thank you so much, Firenze. Thank you all very much for joining us.
Argentina's beautiful, by the way. God, I want to make it out there one day.
Patagonia, man. We got to go someday.
Yeah.
But thank you all very much, guys. We appreciate you joining us, asking questions. We imagine that you're laughing at our jokes. We hope you are.
Ryan does for sure.
Yeah, that's all I do is I just picture all these people surrounding me laughing. And I'm like, they're going to love this one. And
they're loving this one.
This one's great. I'm taking the silence as laughter.
Yes, pun intended.
Thanks for more of these self-sealing stem bolt moments from Scott Jensen. So that's it. We will be doing this more often, especially right now since we got this quarantine thing going on and we're all kind of going a little stir crazy. So we want to, talk to everybody, make sure everybody's doing well. We want to be there for you guys. If you guys have any questions for us, and if we have questions for you, we'll definitely ask them. Do you have any parting words for them, Sirach?
No, I just want everybody to stay safe and to take care of themselves, take care of each other. This is tough times for everybody, and we're all kind of finding outlets to relieve the stress. So whatever you guys can do to help your neighbor and help yourselves.
Yeah. I don't want excuses, number one. I want answers. Remember that line? Engaged, Mr. Number. Final thing. Sam says, thank you, Sirach and Ryan. Can't wait to do this again. Take care. Stay happy and safe. Love you guys. We're really sleepy. But thank you really so much, Sam.
It's a rainy day.
Yeah, it's nice. So thank you all very much. We'll see you again real soon. Check out our videos. Do us a favor. Can you help us get more subscribers on YouTube? I don't know. share this video, tell your friends. If you know some cool people that may want to be on the show, like Kate Mulgrew, send her our way. We'd love to have her, but we do really appreciate everything that you guys do. It's like been an amazing community, and we really appreciate you guys.
Absolutely.
All right. All the best to you guys. See you again soon. And if you have any questions or need anything, just message us on Facebook on the Seventh Rule page, or just send us an email, the Seventh Rule Podcast @gmail.com, and we'll be talking to all of you real soon. Always remember the Seventh Rule.